After a Tuesday night at Happy Valley, we head to Sha Tin on Friday for a 10-race meeting. All 10 races on the turf, and the reason we're racing on Friday as well, it's Reunification Day. So the feature race is the 25th anniversary of the Hong Kong Reunification Cup. That is race number 7 on the programme. Good to have your company for the show. I'm Andy Lejeune. Please say I'm joined here in the studio by former analyst in Paul Lally and race caller Tom Wood as well. I said race 7, is that right? Is it race 7?
It is race 7.
Race 7. The action's sort of quite evenly spread across the day, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a Class 2 race early on in the programme, and then the Class 1 race, of course, the Reunification Cup, comes up as race number 7, Master 8, Nervous Witness back. Lucky Express has to carry a fair bit of weight. Probably have a couple of shorties in the following races. Tuchel, Beauty Tycoon, probably a replay you don't want to watch again.
No. Zach Fern's got a couple of good rides. He ride both of those, Paul. But jackpot-wise, what are we looking at?
Well, we've got a really Bobby Dazzler there. Going into the triple trio, it's 16 million, so we should get up to 25 million. Really one of the biggest ones we've had for a long time. And also 2.5 million going into the 6-up win bonus as well. So a couple of really good jackpots. OK, all right, plenty to look forward to. It is meeting number 84 of our 88 race season programme. We're on the sea course as well. The weather is a little bit inclement at the moment. There's some rain forecast over the next few days as well, but hopefully holds out for the main action. You can see there Class 2 coming up as race number 3, a couple of Class 5s as well, and the feature race, race number 7 over the 1,200 metres. Those are the two races that we're looking at for you here. Right, so the Class 2, 1,800 metres, the trip here for 9 of them going to post. Money Catcher heads the list. Runner-up last time out behind Soulmate. That was at Happy Valley over this trip of the 1,800 metres. California 10 is a course and distance winner. Beluga 4th on his last 2 starts. Coming out of that Soulmate race. Didn't get a great deal of luck there, though. Celestial Powers won 2 of his last 3. Running Glory's had a good season as well. He's won 5 of his 10 starts this campaign. Chiangchi Monster won over this trip 2 starts back at Happy Valley. Bourbon Air's been close on his last 2. Runner-up on both occasions. And Sight Spirit comes up in class after finishing 2nd behind Super Oasis over the 1,600 metres last time out. So we'll start as we always do with the speed map here. Tom, saying good to slow with the not the full field here, and maybe not a lot of pressure for Bourbon Air out in front.
Well, they sort of changed the tactics with him a little bit last time out and went forward with him, and he was only narrowly defeated. There doesn't look to be too much competition for the lead. Beluga, he'll try and get a similar run to what he had last time out at Happy Valley, where it didn't work out well. Money Catcher, he'll be pretty much in his position that he's been mapping in recently. That's sort of up near or outside the leader, and then at the back, Paul, a Celestial Power and Running Glory. Yeah,
now John Sizer's got 3 runners in as well, Bourbon Air, Sight Spirit and Running Glory. Sight Spirit is a possible horse to go forward because he's up in trip as well, but he wouldn't put pressure on his stablemate, I wouldn't have thought.
I wasn't sure if Running Glory would want to be that far back, really. He tried to come from a long way back last time out, over a mile. It didn't really work for him, but we will see. This is 1,800 metres this time round. All right, where do we start? We've got a couple of replays, obviously, to have a look at, but we'll start off with the top weight here, which is Money Catcher and his trainer, Frankie Law.
Frankie Money Catcher has provided us with plenty of interest throughout the course of the season, I think it's fair to say. He'll line up again this Friday. He's going to carry top weight as well. How is he?
Yeah, his form is very consistent and then very good in morning. The jockey tell me he'll always maybe use 95%, not 100% in the race. So this time I just try to put the blinkers, make him more concentrate.
Interesting angle, obviously, say with the headgear, blinkers going on. Also in regards to sort of track and surface, you've almost thrown absolutely everything at this horse. Is it just been a case of trying to work out what doesn't fit and what does fit with him?
You can say yes. I can try Happy Valley on the third, Sha Tin. You know, every owner want to win the race, and I also want to win the race for this owner, and have a 2 run in that Classic Cup and Derby scored 16 points. So maybe this is a little bit problem for him. But anyway, his form's good, and this time use the blinkers. I hope can help the horse. He can use his 100% to racing. Yeah.
And I guess to his credit, I mean, last time out the run was full of merit. He's just been outpointed by 1 2 good on the night.
Yes. Before I thought last time he looked like come to win, but that's why the jockeys tell me he didn't use 100%. It's just 95%. That's why I just think about maybe this time try to use the blinkers, make him more concentrated in race. Yeah.
As far as your rider, now Matthew Chadwick rides this horse. First time he's going to sit on the horse. You must have been impressed with him of late. Matthew, he's been riding very well, hasn't he?
Yes, he ride few winners for me, but he looks good. He ride good. Yeah.
And has he had opportunity to sit on this horse in the morning?
Yes, I put him on 2 gap already. Yeah.
And has he been impressed?
Yes, he said the horse really relaxed in the morning. So maybe this horse, you can see he's just look like a bit one pace. He can lead or sit second. Yeah.
All right, Nick having a good chat there with Frankie. I hope the blinkers, for their sake, bring out that extra 5% if he needs it to win a race like this, guys. Let's have a look at, start off, Tom, with Bourbon. This is the race you're talking about when he got his own way in front last time out. He's still looking for his first Hong Kong win as well.
He is. He's having start number 7 on Friday as Bourbon. He's been consistent with that winning. He's been in the market his last sort of 4 or so runs. He had a pretty good lead last time out. The winner stalked him and was able to just get over the top of him over the final stages in this race. And Running Glory got a fair way back here, Paul, but was making ground down the middle. Yeah,
he came home nicely, didn't he? Bourbon, you can see they changed the tactics. Orphis and Paul's is a natural leader, and Bourbon actually led. So it worked really well for the horse. You can see he fought on really strongly. That's why I thought they might stay with these tactics with him. And look, if he reproduces this, he's going to be right in the finish.
All right, well, we can go back and have a look at the start before, and this is actually over the 2,000 metres when Running Glory beats Bourbon, who runs second again. Paul, Money Catcher's in this one too.
Yeah, so Money Catcher fills the placing, and Running Glory, as you said, he's sort of midfield to the back of midfield. This is a smaller field, so it's definitely going to help him, and you can see him running on strongly as well. He's not the biggest horse around. Is Running Glory. He's up to 128, but Bourbon, he's been honest all the way through.
You can't knock the season that Running Glory has had. Sella Kermadec, 5 wins from 10 starts, 3 of the minor placings, missed the top 4 twice. Antoine Hamlin rides here, so we'll see what kind of spin he gets around, but again, he'll be making ground at the end for sure. Yeah,
and definitely the step up to the 1,800 metres. It was the mile last time out, Tom, is a benefit for him, I think. Yeah, 5 from 10 for the season. That's a job done, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and so we know he's performed well course and distance in the past, so yeah, I agree, back up to the 1,800 certainly suits.
Yeah, definitely suits you.
All right, Chiangchi Monster, Paul, well, he's actually leading in this one. I know it was a mid-race move that took him there, but this is 2 starts back for him.
Yeah, and he did win nicely at Happy Valley. He's coming off a Happy Valley campaign. He has performed well at Sha Tin in the past, though, as well. Look, I just wonder if he's reached his mountain. This is quite a tough field, and look, it was a really good ride to win this race. I thought that might have been his win.
Yeah, I think so, and I think the only stat you really need to know is he's none from 22 in the grade. That tells the story in itself, I think.
OK. What about the horse coming up in class then, Tommy? Insight Spirit. This is on the back of running second last time out behind Super Oasis.
Of course, he went through the first leg of the 4-year-old series, the mile, and he was beaten 5 lengths behind Romantic Warrior. Super Oasis actually been relatively consistent, put a couple together now, and he's had a recent trial coming into this as well. He looked to have every chance. I thought he last time out. He might have been slightly held up at the top of the straight, but after that I couldn't find too many excuses for him.
No, I couldn't either, but I do like the way he finished off the race, and he wasn't giving it away. So I think the 1,800 is the key for him.
All right, he has been back at the trials, Paul, since then. I thought he looked OK.
He did, yeah. I thought he did look pretty good in this trial. It's just a nice, good maintenance trial for him. And as I said, that out of a Duke and Marmalade mare, I just really think the 1,800 is going to suit this horse, so he definitely goes in for me.
Yeah, so he's trying it for the first time here in the trial. No real pressure put on him. That's Stoltz winning the trial comfortably, but they didn't ask for too much from Sight Spirit. He's a 3-time winner from only limited starts, 8 runs. OK, all right. Very even, I thought, this, Paul, with your 9 going to post. It's Money Catcher is actually our favourite at this stage.
Yeah, look, he's been a little bit costly, Money Catcher. He goes in on a very minor line. I'm going to stick with Beluga. I was with him last start, and look, he didn't get a run at all at Happy Valley. He comes back to this roomier Sha Tin track, and I think he can win. Bourbon, great run from him last time. Sight Spirit up into 1,800 metres, and Money Catcher just on the minor line. 3, 8, 9 and 1.
Yeah, on top for me is Bourbon, number 8, give him another chance. They changed the tactics last time out, went forward. You'd think they'd do that again because it was relatively successful without winning for Bourbon. Beluga, we saw him in the replay there with Money Catcher getting no luck at all at Happy Valley along the inside, wasn't able to get out. Money Catcher's in, a few changes there, blinkers are on, change of jockey as well, cheek pieces off, and Sight Spirit, the other one that makes it an 8, 3, 1 and 9.
5 and 8, my cue there. I'll stick with Running Glory. He's got a £2 swing with Bourbonnais on their last meeting, but the step up in trip will suit him as well. That's race number 3 over the 1,800 metres. Still got the feature to have a look at. That's race number 7 on the programme, plus all the best bets. That's still to come. Hong Kong racing is at Sha Tin on Friday this week, and the reason being is the race we're just about to have a look at as well. It is the 25th anniversary Hong Kong Reunification Cup. It's a Class 1 handicap over the 1,200 metres. The field is headed by Lucky Express. John Sires, Antoine Hellman jumped from barrier number 3, coming out of the Premier Cup last time at Master 8. Nervous Witness dropping class as well. They're coming out of a Group 2 and Group 3 respectively, as is Duke Y and Harmony and Rich. All his wins, though, been at Happy Valley, Harmony and Rich. Campione comes up in class. He likes to roll forward. He's drawn barrier 1. He's won 3 of 5 so far here. Trillion Win and Winning Dreamer. He comes up in class with his last start's win. Grateful Heart and Chiangchi Monster are also coming up in class. Very versatile Chiangchi Monster. He's won on all surfaces at both tracks as well. All right, back to the speed map here first, Tom. And, well, it could be a bit of competition for the lead here, could they? Good to fast, we're saying. Yeah, there is a bit of speed in this race. Nervous Witness, we know he likes to go forward. Campione, he's certainly a horse that likes to go forward. He has barrier 1, Campione. Nervous Witness will have to come across from 9. But then there's also speed in barrier 8, Paul, from Harmony and Rich, who's first up since October of last year. Yeah, and I think will eventually put pressure on Nervous Witness. But Campione, look, when he's won, he has led as well. So I don't think you want to get into a speed battle. That's just the thing that worries me a little bit there. Whatever happens, I think Master 8's going to get himself into a really nice position. Winning Dreamer likewise. And the race should be set up, if they do run overcook it, I mean, horses like Duke Y and Blaze Warrior have got good finishes on them. OK, all right, so potential for a bit of change there, particularly if Campione wants to kick up on the inside. We'll leave that to tactics as far as that is concerned. But Nervous Witness is trained by David Hayes, and Nick was out at track work to catch up with him.
David, Nervous Witness will line up on Friday here at Sha Tin. He ran a super race last time in the Group 3. How's he been since? Yeah, he's sort of held his form. His trial was good. He's drawn a bit awkwardly, but he seemed to really like the 1,200 metre pressure of the race. So he gets a chance to cruise a bit rather than rolling along so fast. Just on that most recent trial, he really did look to sort of, tank along in that trial. Doesn't seem to have lost any of his form and prowess throughout the course of the season. Are you happy with that? Yeah, his weakness is when the tempo's not fast, he can tend to over-race. That won't be an issue this weekend. There's a lot of speed in the race. And if he can jump well and cruise across from the gate without too much pressure, he'll be there in the end. Is that just his makeup, given that he's quite a big, strong, robust horse, that he just likes to sort of get on with things? Yes, he does, and I'm hoping that can just improve with age, and that'll allow him to compete consistently at the elite level. Yeah, absolutely. He's got a familiar rider on him as well. Zach Purton's back on board. How important is that in your mind to have Zach back on? Look, I think he runs for everyone, but Zach's fighting out the premiership, and there's not many people better than Zach, so I'm very happy to have him on. He's gone up in the weights, of course. That race last time he carried a featherweight. He's got 16 pounds more to carry. Would there be any concern with the weight possibly in what is a competitive race, as you've said? Oh, look, I don't think so. I think the opposition are probably 16 pound worse, so it's all relevant. It certainly is. And just with this, obviously this, I presume, his last run of the season, and then into next, just the plan, I suppose, to come through this and target a few big pots next season? Yeah. Look, we'll sort of, if he's good enough to win on Saturday, we'll target. Well, his rating will give us no choice. He'll be running in the best races. And in a time in which obviously we're celebrating memorable moments here in Hong Kong, good to see those colours, the black and green, back in the winner's circle before the season's out. I'm sure. Yes, one of the all-time greats, Silent Witness. I think he got compared to him early, but I've seen a lot of horses race in Hong Kong over the last 20 years, and not many can compare to him. He might get somewhere a bit closer, perhaps, in time. Just quickly, in the last 25 years, what's been your most memorable moment, David? Look, personally, probably All Thrills 2 winning the big sprint. He was the first Hong Kong horse to win the international race. Elegant Fashion winning the Derby as a filly was a big thrill. Probably that's on a personal note, and then probably most exciting horse I've ever seen
one of the best wins I ever saw here was Gin and Tonic, when he used to come over and charge home from the back. Used to hold his best form for Hong Kong.
Great seeing some of that old footage there. And you can vote for your memorable moments as well. That's on the website. Let's keep moving though, because we've got a few horses to have a look at here, some of his rivals. What of these, Tom? We've got Lucky Express here in the purple and gold, and Blaze Warrior as well. There's a lot of early money for Blaze Warrior, and of course he is getting a lot of weight here in the handicap, but as David said, that's what it's all about, handicap racing.
It certainly is. He was unlucky 2 runs ago when he didn't get much of a crack at them, but he loomed up here and he just seemed to peak on his run, I thought, last start. Did Blaze Warrior. Lucky Express, the only little worry I had with him, Paul, he was right on the cusp of making into the top 4, was just going from 123 to carrying 135 now. It was a terrific run from him behind Beauty Joy. Yeah,
it was, wasn't it? And look, he hit the line really well. I mean, Beauty Joy is just winning all before him at the moment, but I thought it was a good run from him. I'm going to include him. I think he might get the race run to suit.
Yeah, that was the Premier Cup, of course, and that incredible run from Beauty Joy. He was out of the race and flashed home. What do we got here? Master 8, eventually finishing 3rd, and we got Lucky Express once more, Paul, right behind him, running in 4th.
Yeah, look, Master 8 goes in as well for me, because he's another one that I think he's going to get a really nice run from at barrier number 6. Look, we know he's a very good horse, Master 8. He was winning them in a row. He won 5 in a row. The last 3, look, he's run okay, but he's been racing against the top horses, Wellington, etc. So, look, he definitely goes in for me.
He missed a run in the Group 1 sprint on Champions Day because he had an elevated temperature, so had to come out of that. But he wasn't beaten too far there, just beaten by the best sprinter we've got.
He was actually favourite for that race, though, Master 8, incredibly. On to the all-weather here, Tom, Campione. So this is the interesting one. Does he kick up and try and lead regardless, or does he take the sit? We've got Kying Master right in behind him, and horse finishing further back is Grateful Heart.
I think there's a real distinct possibility that they do try and kick up with the Campione, especially from barrier number 1. We know he likes to lead, and when he has led, he's been effective enough to win. He's got a good turn of foot, does Campione, but we know how quickly Paul Nervous Witness can begin. He wasn't the quickest out, this horse last time out, but was still able to find the front. They might try and push on.
Yeah, that's quite possible as well. And then we know Tony Cruz does like to lead. He's got the inside draw, and Nervous Witness is going to have to come across. Look, Harmony and Rich is the other one, which is going to make it hard as well, because he likes to go on the pace. He's got the Dylan Moboard as well.
OK, we'll see Harmony and Rich in a moment. Taking this one from the start, this is Winning Dreamer, winning last time out. So he draws 12 on this occasion. On Friday, he draws barrier number 4, a change for him. Trillion Win, he's in 8. He draws barrier 11, so he moves out. And Blaze Warrior in 5, Paul, well, he actually draws barrier 5 once more.
Yeah, so he's got a nice draw, but he hasn't really got the gate speed, as you can see, Blaze Warrior. He normally gets back. They went forward this time. He'd been going back, Winning Dreamer. You can see with that really good start that he's got. And look, he was a massive price because he'd been out of form leading into this race, but it was a good run from him. Look, he's going to, I don't think he'll get into a speed battle at all from barrier number 4, and he should be getting a nice run. I thought he'd be about 3 back on the inside. So, look, I think he'll get his opportunity in this race.
And look here, he had a horrible run in transit. He was wide throughout, was never anywhere near the fence, but still had the audacity to fight on and win and beat some horses that are in good form, like Trillion Win and Rewarding Together. Rock Your Heart as well, that's Fantastic Treasure down the outside there as well in the blue and gold. So there was a lot to like about his tough effort here last start. Won it by a short head. His form, as Paul mentioned, been out in the wilderness, but was able to prevail here by a short head for fans earlier on in his career when he was stringing them a row. If they followed in at 49 to 1, they'd be happy.
Yeah, Blaze Warrior got held up halfway down the straight there. So you could probably give him a bit of an excuse for that. Back at the trials here, Tom, for Harmony and Rich.
Now this is the,
been off the track for a while.
Yeah, this is the speed horse in the race here, Harmony and Rich. Look, it's going to be a tough ask. Fresh, I feel, but he's got a bit of ability, this horse. He's won 4 from 17, 6th through his career from his 21 start. Nothing wrong with the trial, but they have to press on from that draw, don't they?
They do, and he's just going to make it harder for horses like Nervous Witness, and that's see what happens with Campione as well, because he is a very speedy horse. His best form has been at Happy Valley, it must be said that.
Harmony and Rich, yeah, most definitely. So Blaze Warrior is our favourite at this stage. Paul, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I didn't quite get Blaze Warrior in. It's a really good race, this. I mean, he does come in well in the handicap, but I'm going to go with Campione. I think he can either lead or trail. Lucky Express gets back. He'll be running on. Master 8 and Winning Dreamer. 6-1-2-8.
I think the race is nicely set up for a Master 8 here, resuming off the back of a couple of good trials. Trillion Wind's been running some enormous races as well, Winning Dreamer and Nervous Witness, so 2, 7, 8 and 3.
3 and 2, my cue there in the feature race, but a good lineup, as the guys were saying. All right, Paul, 10 races, who wins them?
Yeah, look, I quite like Multiplier. I think he can start off really well, the grey horse here in Class 5. Also, the other horses I quite like. Adaful, I think he's a good chance. He's only had the one start. Beauty Tycoon and Tukul should win later in the card, and Saquin as well towards the back. But I think it's going to be open earlier on, but I think favourites might sort of sway the way at the end.
OK, all right. Not forgetting you can see on the audio video section previews of all of those. So who was the best of those?
Going to go with Campione. I think he's got the speedy horse. I'm certain he's up to this grade. I think he's going to be a group horse. So he's on top. Race 7, number 6, Campione is the best. And Adaful, just the one start, ran a good 5th over 1,000 metres, steps up to 1,200 metres, which looks ideal for him. And we'll do the play in that race with Regent Glorious finally got a barrier draw, and E-Brother who's consistent. So QQP 3, 9 and 10 in race number 2.
My best comes up in the third race. It's Bourbon. This is the Class 2 race. Went very close to winning last time out. So Bourbon for John Size and Alexi Bedell. It's Alexi again with Over the Moon. Race 2, number 6 for Casper Found. I thought there was a bit to like about this horse's debut run. Was a bit awkward out, but really flashed on at the end. And Money Catcher with Beluga Bourbon for the QQP.
All right. Alexi again, power cap in the last. I think he was a little bit unlucky last time out. Drawn a really good gate here over the 12 metres. Oh, Alexi, bon chance. He could have 4 if Tom and I are right here. MM Nebula from barrier number 4. Lighter Wanshi, Nicholson returns, and MM Nebula is my QQP in race number 6. So hopefully, Alexi's sake, we're not too far away from the money there, Tom.
Hopefully.
It should be a good day's action, though, Paul.
Yeah, it should be good. Just the 10 races on public holiday, but there's some really good quality throughout, especially those last couple of races.
All right, and then we're back onto our normal routine next week, Happy Valley on a Wednesday. But that's the show. Thanks for watching. Hope we see you at Sha Tin on Friday this week, and we will be racing to win.